See a world so wide, see the other side.
Sometimes I think life leads me not to where I want to go, because I believe where God sends me sometimes.
Same world, different view, see the sky so blue.
Thank you all for joining us today. If there's any questions, please feel free. First of all, I always think of myself, and I really am a nobody, trying very hard to be a somebody, because we all have to make a difference in life. And I'm just sharing with you my roots and what made me change. I'm actually a very critical, tough businessman, and me and my father went to loggerheads. My father was the angel of the family, and he did so many things. I started very late, but certain things inspired me, and it came at the right moment. And I'd like to share some of my moments with you. I think it's very important in life to give back. I think that's the biggest criteria. Most of us make a living by what we get. But is that really enough? I think there's much more to life. I think we can make life by what we give. And I get my joy now by giving to people and contributing in whatever way I can. It's inspiration, and I'd like to share that transition with you, if I may. So all good things start from the family, I believe. And I'm very blessed to have probably the greatest father in the world. So the family, all good things start with the family, because our family, we're a crazy family. We all live together in a 72-bedroom bungalow. We suffer a lot, you know that. But it's family. And you know, I built my business from zero because I love my dad. And I could only do that because my family can look after my wife and my kids. And it allows me to go out and do the things I need to do. So all good things start from the family. And it started with my grandmother. She would say, be good to anybody who comes to you, even to take away from you. We were very poor, we were actually penniless, and my grandmother ran a candy store outside a bus stop. And if anybody, in those days, I'm talking about 1930s in Hong Kong, before World War II. And you know, a bus doesn't come in 10 minutes, it comes in 20 minutes. So my grandmother would give a stool to people to sit down. She was a very kind person, offered them water. We weren't rich, but she always said, be nice to everybody. I'm very blessed. I'm named after my grandmother. They forgot to give me a name, okay? For 2 years I had no name. Then my grandmother said, I'm going to call you Devi Das, which means the disciple of David. I'm disciple of Devi, sorry. So that's my Indian name, which we anglicized to David. So my father, this man, if you were a priest in an orange robe, you walked in, you would get $10,000 to $30,000 from my father, without blinking an eye. You just say a soft story and he would do it. So I and my father always clashed, because I said, Dad, how can you do that? It doesn't make any sense. You know, these guys are just coming to take money from your pocket. So we argued about this constantly. So one day, a man came in robe, he looked like a hippie, didn't shave, he looked like a thug, to be honest with you. And he walked out with $30,000. So I said to my dad, you know, I agree with you, some of them may be real, but Dad, you gotta agree with me. That was a crook. Why would you give crook money? And my dad simply answered me, if I don't, who will? From that day on, my dad and I never argued about it, because I understood that this is what he felt he had to do. And it was his money, he had the right to do whatever he wanted with it. I think that's very important in life. So my sister Mira, I believe she spoke here before.
Yes, she has, yes.
My sister Mira is like Melanie, an angel. Now, I was very hard building my business. I started very late in life. And we actually raised money for Mother Teresa. We raised about 340,000 in Hong Kong for Mother Teresa. And I was supposed to go with my sister to Calcutta, but I didn't have a chance. Something happened, she did. And what the money we brought, the story, I'm telling you all this because this relates to what I've become. And Mother Teresa said, I've been praying for this all night because I picked up 30 street kids and I have no food, no money. God has sent you to me. So this is the first inkling in my mind to help these special people who make the world very different. Because Mother Teresa never calculates. She just responds without thinking. And that's what the great angels of the world do. So, I actually learned to do charity. I joined Rotary at 50. I told Dad, you know, I have to make my own money. I'm not interested in your money. I love you, but I want to be as good as I can, or as good as you if I can, God willing. So that's when I started my charity work. I was stable. I joined Rotary at 50. And from that moment on, I've become part of Rotary, which is one of the best charities in the world, I can tell you, because we spend less than 7% on overheads. plus everything you give to me or to any of my charitable organizations, we put all 100% into the project. So this is where I learned to become involved in giving back. So, why did I like Rotary? So I want to show you. This picture is me, much skinnier though. You can see the dark man in the middle there. And this changed my whole life. Because I've written checks many times, but here we donated $3,500 US to save a child's life, okay? These children have a hole in the heart. If they don't have that operation, they simply just die. It's just that simple. So, but in Rotary, we pay that money, but we go and check to make sure that the money is really spent on these children. So this is a couple of me and my friends there, and we saw these children, we visited the hospital, and we saw the mothers just thanking us. So if you ever want to play God for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, there you go. Because I got a glow. That's when I got my first glow. I lost faith in a God who allows children to die. I'm very religious, my family is very religious, but do I pray out of tradition? Do I pray out of fear? Or I pray out of loss or scared? I'm scared. But when I get a glow, I actually get a glow when I go to temple. I lost it. Like I said, I don't understand why a child should die. I don't care about karma, whatever you want to say, it makes no sense to me. But this makes sense to me. When we make a difference and we do something good, I get the glow. And as long as I get the glow, I'm going to do the things I think I need to do in life. So this is the most important moment that changed my whole life and made me become part of Rotary. So these are some of the fundraisings I've done. I've really met some very phenomenal people. This is Jackie Chan. And actually, we raised $1 million Hong Kong for charity. But the only reason I'm showing you this is because I took more seats. I'm very optimistic. I booked 2 theaters. So we had extra seats. We made money, but we gave it to people who had physical problems and let them sit in the back. Because we don't want to depress the people who pay top dollar, but we let the kids who could never see Jackie Chan movie see the movie for free. And I think that's what it is. You've got to give everybody a chance to enjoy their life. I participated in polio, which is Rotary's major project, which is to wipe polio out of the face of the world. It is the last viral disease that exists in the world. And Rotary has done so much for it, and I think this is one of the things we're going to do. We're going to wipe it out from the face of the earth, which is the last viral disease existing. I became governor. In Rotary, I just joined, and I quickly became president. These are internal terms, I hate it. So I'll just get to the story. A governor means I look after 70 clubs in Hong Kong, Macau, Mongolia. So we have a president in Rotary International who looks after 1.2 million members. So he told me, the president said to me, he said, David, I want you, each one of you, to go to the most purest part of your body, your heart, and see what you can do to make life better. So I reached a decision at that point that I need to do something to make an impact. And to make the biggest impact, because I'm a perfectionist, even though I failed, but I keep trying to be a perfectionist. So, I think the world needs more Mother Teresa's, is what I realized. So I put together a vision, and I would like to share with you why I started this. Honey, can you help me? So, we have a little bit of, like I said, the links aren't working as best as they should. But I'd like to share with you an interview I had on Mongolian TV, which explains why I started a project called The One.
It's always, I never knew what I wanted to do. Sometimes I think life leads me not to where I want to go. I believe where God sends me sometimes. This invisible God who moves us all in different mysterious direction. I'm a very zealous business person. But what happened to me was about last year sometime, I heard a story about Dr. Hendrik Rubin. I've never met the man. I'd love to meet this man. But this man so inspired me, and he's in that catalog. He so inspired me. He just left the conference of Germany to go to Africa. He wanted to help people in need. And everybody knows Africa's like got to be the worst place in the world for having problems. So he went there. He joined the hospital. And it was a private hospital. And after a few days, after a while, somebody came to see him, two patients, local blacks, came to see him and asked him for help. And they had no insurance. But this was a private hospital. And as you know, the world works in very crazy ways. No insurance, no cure, no attention. So he had to turn him down and send him away. A few days later, he heard that these 2 patients had died. Dr. Hendrik was totally depressed. He said, you know, what did I come here for? I came here to save lives. You know, I came here to save lives, not to watch people die. So he left the hospital because he could never work in that environment. And he joined the United Nations, which offered him $8,000 US, a house and a car. It's a lot of money in a country. He went to Namibia, which is a very poor country where people live on $1 to $2 a day. And he started his own little clinic in the city to help the old, the young, the poor, the needy, the drug addicts, the prostitutes, to the state that the drug people wanted to shoot him, and the pimps wanted to kill him because he was trying to convert them. And sometimes when he went home at night, he would be mugged by the very people he cured in the afternoon. This is, you know, it sounds very amazing, but if you live in countries where people, $1 is a matter of life and death, you begin to wonder what happens. Well, Dr. Wubin didn't leave. The next morning, he went right back to work. So to me, this is a very special person. The one is looking for this kind of special person, the hero of all heroes.
Like Mother Teresa.
Absolutely. The Mother Teresa of tomorrow. We need to find that person and honor
Wow.
them.
If the world finds another Mother Teresa, that would be much better, no?
Do you know my dream? I think there are a lot of Mother Teresas out there, and we need to find them.
Then, before I start this tape, I want to show you what the one is about. We're looking for that very special person, and Rotary's principle is service above self. So what does it mean? It means someone who gets up every single morning of his or her life and dedicates every single living moment to making the life of those in need better. So maybe this video can explain it a little bit better. This is what we did when we started the one. I started the one in Hong Kong, which is an international award. Everybody said that you can't do it, it's crazy, it's never been done. Well, I'm very crazy, and I want to share that dream with you today.
Every beginning starts with one. One heart to ease someone's pain. One promise to make a difference. One passion to transform lives. The story starts with the work of one man, Dr. Hendrik Wubin. Treating patients in Africa, Dr. Wubin has dedicated his life to improving healthcare standards, but his commitment has come with a price.
I had patients, I know exactly what to do, but because I couldn't afford it, I was not allowed to give the treatment. And a lot of patients died because they couldn't afford the treatment. And after 4 months, I actually quit the job because I couldn't handle it anymore, especially if you have the things and you're not allowed to give it.
After hearing the doctor's story, Rotary District Governor David Harilela was shocked by the disheartening obstacles that just one man faced. He was also concerned that there were others out there in the same situation. Others that, despite showing unbridled commitment and dedication, were up against major stumbling blocks. He was certain that if he could give the right person the right opportunity, they could make a tremendous difference. So for the first time ever, Rotary International District 3450 has tapped its network of 1.2 million Rotarians to find the individual who could be the world's next game changer. To find the one. The one is not just a one-time hero, but someone who wakes up every day and puts others' lives before their own. Someone who strives to improve the well-being of people across the globe. Someone who is determined to help mankind. Someone who truly embodies the Rotary motto, service above self. The One Award is a $100,000 US cash prize that will allow this person to continue their humanitarian efforts. This award will give someone the tools to make their work flourish, to take their cause further, to gain the power to change the world. So who will be given a new voice? Who will get the chance to rebuild more communities and transform more lives? Who will impact humanity as never seen before? Who will be the one?
In a simple way, I think that video explains exactly what the one's about. And I wanted to share that with you, and that's the reason really I'm here. Because my mission in life, I believe, is to promote the one. If you look at a simple fact that if the war budgets or the military budgets of China, Russia, and America were not used for armaments, we would wipe out 50% of the world's poverty and pain. Can you imagine? But you know, the world's on the wrong track right now. So that's what the one's about, looking for that unsung hero. And this is one of our first heroes. She looks after 1 million FR people. She's a Christian nurse who married an Afar Muslim in eastern Ethiopia, and she dedicates every day of her life. She had such a problem that she couldn't even have medicine, even the United Nations and Red Cross were raising funds in Hong Kong. So the one, actually, we were very lucky. A lot of people have given me money, but I don't want to go there because it's such a big story. Miracle after miracle happened. So we started an emergency fund with excess funds. So the emergency fund is to look after our heroes in case they're very dire need. We broke and we wanted to give 10,000 maximum US to each hero. But when we heard her story and people dying, we sent her 77,000 US within 24 hours because we wanted to save lives and this to buy medicine, food, and water. What is the impact of the one? We've actually donated over 2 million US to 33 great people in 6 years. Originally, the concept was to give away 115,000 US a year, but we've had great support from people, corporations, bankers. I mean, it's awe-inspiring that how things have happened. It just automatically happened, and I've been braver than I've ever been in approaching people and asking people for money, which is something I really hate to do, you know. I think everybody hates to ask anybody for money. But it's fun anyway. So I wanted to share with you, and I always challenge myself, am I doing things right? So my designer, who helps me in all my PowerPoints, came up with this chart. So this shows me, these are the heroes we found so far. So where are they coming from? Are we doing the job right? Yes, we are. It's India, China, Africa, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Cambodia, Mongolia. So we are making a difference where it needs to be. And many of these people are really great people, very humble. Some of them come with slippers to Hong Kong because we invite the heroes every year to come to Hong Kong when we announce the winner. Nobody knows the winner except on the night we have our gala dinner. Everybody's got a, you know, like a pet charity. Let's say cancer, let's say this, let's say that. Wow, I got the one. Why? We look after every category of need that ever you can think of. We open maternity wards, we open hospitals, we open hospitals for palliative care, which is something I never heard of, looking after old people who don't know how to, who cannot be looked after because they're so seriously ill. So I'm very proud of the one, because since 2012 we've done 4 fully serviced care centers, 3 rehabilitation centers, 2 mobile care ambulances, a medical center, maternity hospital, hospice for palliative care, etc., etc., etc. We're making a difference. That's the whole key. And that's what I want to do. We're happy that we've selected 33 humanitarians. When I say we are 200 countries, it means that I've got people helping me in 200 countries to help me find the heroes. And the reason I speak to you today is because you're great people. And we want to find these heroes, because these heroes don't really want to be found. Some of them say, I don't want to be recognized. Honestly, it's amazing, even though they need the money. But we're asking, why I'm here is to hopefully enlighten more people that can help me widen my circle to get these great people and have a chance to make lives better for them. So there's a tape here of appreciation from other people.
Through your help, through the help of Rotary, the One Award was able to incorporate into a program for safe motherhood.
Being able to get the support of the One and being an awardee allowed us to put in place what was first a daycare program, then kindergarten. So the kids who are 3 to 6 years old are able to find a safe place during the day. They come here to receive their meals, any health care they may need, and they start their education at the prime time when they're 3-4 years old.
Thanks to the award money, we were able to build a refectory, a kitchen, latrines, to make rehabilitation works at the theater, the art atelier. We were able to build a selling point, gallery, and rehabilitation work at the slaughterhouse.
They have what I can only call a palace, a beautiful new building, which will make a tremendous difference because they will have now their own locker. We've been able to make ourselves some patchwork quilts to make the rooms look attractive. But this building will, as I say, make such a difference to their working days going to the school.
The One Award helped us build prevention community program. It also helped us in our operations and rescue women and girls vulnerable to human trafficking. It helped us operate the shelter that actually caters victims and survivors of human trafficking.
It didn't only change the life of hundreds of children, it changed my life too. Because I feel that I belong to a family caring and supporting me. And that is just so an amazing feeling. I would like to thank you from the deepest of my heart for that.
So we appreciate this help tremendously.
See your thoughts appear, see us as we are. It will come to you, same world, different view.
I want to share with you and show you some of the people that I've met. Well, this is Valerie Taylor, a winner of 2013. What does this woman do? She fixes broken people. Wow. Can you imagine? Fix broken people? Well, this is it. This woman was incredible. She's a Mother Teresa of Bangladesh. And with the money, she built this new home for the kids. And this kid, Sajada, he met me, and you know what happened? His parents threw him on the door. He was 30, 40 pounds skinnier than that, and left him to die because he was broken. We don't want a broken child. It's very easy to say that. But she took him, and she looks after him, and he smiled and greeted us, and he's getting better. It's not easy to fix some of the problems they have, spinal, etc. But she helps them to get back as best as they can, and some of them even well enough to integrate themselves into society, look after themselves. So I wanted to share with you what the one is able to do. This is another hero, and we built a maternity hospital serving 50,000 in Cambodia. What the great thing is now, we have Operation Smiles. I don't know if you know Operation Smiles. They've asked us, there's a unit in California to come and fix people's cleft lip operations. So they've asked us, David, can you help us identify kids in Cambodia? We said, we'd love to. Not only will we help you identify, because we have people on the ground, we'll provide you a hospital to use the premises, because they'll come for 2 weeks and fix those cleft lips for the kids. This is one of my favorite heroes, and I wanted to share with you. Okay, I'm going to use some words maybe not too cool, okay, but Narayan Krishnan actually is a chef, and one day he went to the back of his restaurant to check the garbage, and he saw an old man, like this old man, sitting on the side, eating something. He couldn't understand what he was eating. Can you guess what he was eating?
Yeah.
Rubbish? How about something worse?
Cow dung? Cow dung?
Very close. He was eating his own shit. Excuse my English. Okay? And Krishnan decided, I'm not going to let this happen. So what is the one? What is this global vision? We know they're looking for the heroes of tomorrow, but the vision is, why not do more? I love Hong Kong, and I realized by honoring international heroes, I wasn't helping anybody in Hong Kong, which is my home. I believe to give back to where you came from, where God has given you the blessing and the money you make. So we opened the international one competition in 2011. 2015, I decided to do the one Hong Kong. And a friend of mine gave me that money. He was a rich man, and I decided I can't just contribute myself. I spend 3 hours every day on my charities, minimum. Okay, I have 3 staff that I pay for and will help me in getting all this done because it's global. But the one Hong Kong, I want to control and build a charity, but I want sustainable benefit. So one of my friends is a very nice guy. He said, David, I love what you're doing. I'll give you 50,000 Hong Kong. I said, you're wasting my time. So I'll give you 100. I said, you're getting close. He said 200,000. I said, done, but I want it for life. Because I don't want to start any charity. My mistake is I started the one, it's become a big baby. I'm happy to contribute, but I cannot look after 20 charities. So he agreed to give us 200,000 for the one Hong Kong. And before we even had the competition, he doubled it to 400,000. So we give away 400,000 to the heroes of Hong Kong. And now, this year, I'm very proud, we're going to start the one Philippines, because Philippines is very close to my heart. I've done cleft lip operations for kids in the Philippines, and I've seen the poverty. The women are great, I'm sorry, the men are not so great. But we're doing our part to recognize these heroes, and for the first year, I got 4 friends to donate the money, again, eternally. I spend my time, my money going there, looking after every process to make sure that this franchise works, and I own the company. the One Philippines, because I don't want anybody to do anything wrong. Because you know, they're good people, but I want to follow our franchise pattern, our mold, and what we want to do. So this is the thing. So, but one more thing I want to tell you. Why am I competing with myself? Am I competing with myself?
No.
Yes, am I? Yes or no?
No.
You're right, I'm not. I'm widening my scope of the work, and what I've done is, the winners of the Philippines and Hong Kong become an automatic semi-finalist in the next year of the international one. So I'm actually building up and joining the whole thing together to make it like circular. I'm very honored. You know, to get an RI president to come to Hong Kong is not a joke. We are blessed. They don't come to Hong Kong for local awards. They came to Hong Kong because they know about the one. So today we're very lucky to have, this is last year, RI president was there. These are some of the heroes. And on the left you'll see a very handsome young man, not me, the guy next to me is very handsome. My wife told me I'm definitely not. So Donnie Yen is a great movie star, very famous, and he charges $1 million US for 1 minute ad. He is our ambassador for free. And I met his wife one night when I was singing, and she came up to me and she said, "Wow, you're very nice." I said, "Boy, I'm getting picked up in my old age." No such luck. But she was my conduit to getting Donnie to join us, and I thank her for that. So this is the One Hong Kong Award that we do. You can see all the smiling faces. They're Chinese heroes. There are a lot of Europeans doing a lot of great work in Hong Kong and even the Philippines. It's amazing. And this is the One Philippines we're going to do. We're going to give 1.5 million pesos to the winner. We're going to give it actually over 2.5 million every year. The RI presidents, we're very honored to have them. The government. Very hard to get the government to come, but this is the #2 official in Hong Kong. He's next to this chief executive officer, and she likes our charity. I like to invite her, but I don't want to lose him, so I don't know what to do. So I keep inviting him. So who attends the cream of Hong Kong society? Movie stars. It's very nice. We've got a mixture of society, we've got a mixture of Rotarians. It's a good mix, and and we try to make it fun. It's a nice party. I'm an entertainer, so always make sure we have a lot of fun. And this is Donnie Yen, who's a phenomenal, he's actually bigger than Jackie Chan today. And we're very lucky to receive $1.6 million worth of PR, almost 99.9% free. Very lucky, God has been very good to us. So why am I here? To talk about giving back and also ask you to help me find the one 2019. This is a quest, you know, we're looking in every country, Russia, India, wherever you can. There's pain, there's heroes even in the streets of Los Angeles, because there's poverty in the streets of San Diego. So in every country there's something like that. So I feel the more pain I see, the more I feel I need to do. Besides what I do through Rotary, I think I need to do more. And not only with money, but perhaps of myself. Now you may know, and some of you may know, I used to be a rock singer who got offered a contract and quit and went to America to study business. I'm the first person to go to college in my family. So God's given me a decent voice because I never liked to ask my dad for money. So I started singing when I was in Form 5. So I sing for charity. I'm happy, I don't charge a cent. I'm happy to sing for charity. So here's me singing for the United Nations, and this is for the charity, another charity. Wherever I can do to help people, I want to save my money for my charities. I'm happy to lend whatever little talent I have to help other charities. This is one of the biggest charities in Hong Kong. It's called the Community Chest. I'm a director, I'm now a vice patron. We actually raise 307 million Hong Kong every year. And it all goes to the poor. Okay, it's really phenomenal. One of the strongest charities in the world. I'm proud to be part of it. And here I'm singing to raise money. I raised 100,000 US the first time, 150,000 US the second time. And this is my way I can help my community in Hong Kong. I've also written a song called Daddy Oh Daddy, which I love. Is a song I wrote for my dad because I can tell he's the greatest man I've ever known. If there's any good in me, it came from him. And song Daddy Oh Daddy, I've given it to a friend's charity because this woman started the charity. Her name is Meera Gandhi in New York. She does work all over the world, so I gave her the song. I said, please use it, and it's on the documentary movie that she did. I think we have to give back to the global community, Hong Kong, international, everywhere we can. So this is my dad's charity. Now I don't agree with my dad because one time he gave 1,000 rupees to some people in India he never heard of. So I said, Dad, are you really doing anything with that? He said, son, My money, I said, sure, Dad, no problem. So unfortunately, when he died, I want to continue everything he did. But I stopped that. Because I sent a letter to them saying my father's died, it's going to stop. Only 2 people answered me. The other 28, heaven knows where they were, who they were, or what they were. So I still give those 2 people, but I continue the work that my dad does. My dad started Kanyadan Trust, which is provide dowries for women, Indian women who cannot afford to get married. Because if you don't have a dowry, some people just won't marry you. I don't know why, okay? But that's a very old-fashioned thing, which I don't agree. But my dad said, if we don't do that, these women will never have a chance to have husbands or have families. So I promised myself, whatever my dad does, I will continue to do as long as I live. And my sister and I, we started the Indian Community Group, which was to help the tsunami victims in India and Asia. So we donated the money to these organizations. And I'm very proud that I love my dad so much. So my charity is called the George and Chandra Harilela Foundation. And I want to help do everything my dad does in his good name and everything I do using his good name. So one of the things Dad did was open a school in India, in a place where it was totally destroyed by earthquake. So we started with 170 students. I'm so proud to tell you, 1,700 students now. One of the best schools in Ajmer, India. And we don't pay a cent, it just works on itself. What we do is we donate 50 scholarships for the kids who can't afford the education. I also worry about the millennials. They are smarter than us, but I worry sometimes they don't have the compassion. In Hong Kong, we have a lot of problems that young people say, I am born, so give me, feed me. My secretary would say, I need government of Hong Kong should buy me a house. I say, I'd love everyone to buy me a house, but it doesn't happen. So I think we need to teach people to care, because we build our own businesses from zero. And I want to help people love Hong Kong and keep Hong Kong going. Even though we're part of China, it's really a great place. So I'm sharing with you some of the things we do. The vision is really to heal the world, make it a better place for you, for me, and the entire human race, in the words of one of my favorite artists, Michael Jackson. I think you all know that. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Different